Hey guys, what's up? Coattail Trader here, coattailtrader.com. I wanted to make this video on how I prepare for the day's trading, kind of the steps I take before the trading day begins to help me prepare and get ready so I have a successful day. So the first thing I do is I wake up at about 5 o'clock in the morning, and that's West Coast time. I live in Arizona, so 5 o'clock in the morning here right now is 8 o'clock in the morning, New York time. Market open at 9:30, which is 6:30 here, so it gives me about an hour and a half to get up, get ready, have coffee, whatever it is, really get awake and do what I need to do. So the first thing I do is I always check the news, the regular news, and that's because I want to make sure that now there's different kinds of news. There's this kind of news, and then there's market news. Market news is prepared. Market news is already planned to come out. There's no surprises. So what I look at for here is to just make sure nothing happened in the overnight around the world. Any wars breaking out, any oil, something with oil, anything political happening in another country, a collapse, something like that. That way I'm not taken off guard, and I can, if something did happen, I can prepare and for how that may affect the market. So the first thing I do is I look at Google News and see if there's any any things relevant to trading in the market. After I do that, the next thing I do is I go to this website here, which is forexfactory.com, and I go to see the news coming out for the day. So right here, if you scroll down, now you can have this set up in your time, your local time. So you can see today there was at 5:30 in the morning, before the market opened, there was the unemployment claims, which I don't trade, but it's important to know what they were because the market will react to those usually when the market opens. People have their orders lined up. Now you can see, so right here you see that it was worse than expected. What is that, about 11,000 worse. Then also I notice, okay, we got at 7 o'clock you have existing home sales and Philly Fed. So the numbers over here tell you what last month's were. This number here tells you what they're expecting, and then this is the actual number that comes out. This website is really, really good. When I'm watching it at 7 o'clock, it usually updates within a couple seconds after it happens, so it's pretty accurate. The colors represent: orange represents a low impact expected, red high impact. These are market moving events, so you want to pay attention to them. Usually between 10 to 15 minutes before and after news. You just got to be careful because the market's digesting it. People are deciding if they like it or not. So I usually don't trade that. So once I look at that to see what's happening, and for example, let's do tomorrow. So you can see tomorrow there is nothing happening that we need to watch out for in the U.S. None of this stuff really affects the futures market. You want to look for stuff that says U.S. or maybe sometimes in London and Europe and all that. Maybe like if they're doing interest rates or something like that, you may want to pay attention. But for the most part, it's just U.S. stuff. So after I see that, and then what I do is I go to a daily chart. Now you'll notice that my daily chart looks a lot different than my intraday chart, and there's a reason for that. And if you've ever been to my website and you've read my blogs and things, you know that I don't use indicators, but all of a sudden you see a bunch of indicators on here. Now there's a reason for that. Again, I don't trade off indicators. What I use these for, indicators have their place. I believe that indicators are for really high time frames like dailies, weeklies, monthlies, yearlies, like that. I don't think they have any value in the intraday market. Again, that's just me. What I use these for is just to give me a heads up on what bias I should be, directional bias I should be considering, whether I think the market's going to go up for the day or down for the day. And that helps me plan my intraday trading better. And I like to see the volume. You can see here that today's volume is the highest volume it's been in I don't think there hasn't been a volume day this high almost in like a year. Looks like the last time was right here, maybe in November. So it's important. I like to take note of that, and these are just some other things that I like to look at as far as what may happen for the day. So once I look at this and I'm done studying and kind of getting a directional bias, then I go to my intraday chart, which is my 1 minute chart. Then what I do from there is I look at certain things and I do my mathematical calculations for the levels that I look at. Others may not use the same levels that I do, but I do my mathematical calculations for the levels that I should be looking at and that I pay attention to personally. And those are the levels that you see during the day on my other videos. And I do color code them based on impact, based on the ones that I think I need to pay attention to more so, or not as much. But they're all color coded to me personally. The colors don't have any significant value other than to me. It's just easier to keep track of instead of having 15 black lines everywhere. I have certain ones that I need to pay attention to more, and ones that I don't need to worry about too much. Then what I do from there, usually I'm done with all that at about 6 o'clock, everything I need to do, and then I just kind of wait. Maybe I'll make sure my drink's ready. Of course, got to go to the bathroom. You don't want to walk away from the screen when you're trading. I've seen it too many times where you go to take a pee break and you come back and you missed a move. So you go to the bathroom, you get your drink set up, I get some music going. Depending on what kind of a mood I'm in, I'll either listen to I actually like to listen to heavy metal when I trade, or believe it or not, I actually listen to some really old music too, maybe like some Sinatra or something like that, depending on what kind of mood I'm in, and how the things are going. But that is it. That is all I do. And you'll notice on this chart, based on the other one, so you see this is the one I trade off of. And there's no indicators on here other than this, which again I just use to give me an average and the difference between that and this one. So this one I like for daily, just to give me bias. I don't take signals, again, because I cannot handle this much risk. If I was taking signals from here, I mean, you're talking your stop loss alone, if you're just doing one candle, is that's 20 points. That's a lot at $50 a point. So that's it. That's all I wanted to do. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them on my website. Visit me on Facebook at Coattail Trader and Twitter at Coattail Trader. Thanks.